Ripper Street, Episode 2, A Brittle Thread. It's so intense. It's so intense. This time Jackson and Reid try and set up Shine and Dove. They take a recently deceased body and they hoax it to make it look like a victim of Nathaniel Dove. They really want to send a message that's, you know, to Dove and to Shine that, you know, we know what's still out there. We know that Nathaniel's still got his mentalness going on. And yeah, and the way that they're playing it out is, it's so I mean, I'd say that the pinnacle moments in this particular episode is it's all about Shine. I mean, he is disgusting. Thatcher is still at the beginning, still very much into Shine and wanting to, you know, appease his new master. He accompanies Shine to the theater, the playhouse, where Mimi is keeping Reid and Jackson and Susan. They turn up and, you know, Shine's being a bit of a jackass to Mimi. And Thatcher's kind of like, yeah, we're cool. He's a bit of a tough guy. You know, Shine tries really hard to make Mimi crack. And I mean, bravo to Mimi, because the way she handles Shine in this particular episode, she just kind of is so blasé and kind of laughing him off as he's like strangling her and trying to set her playhouse on fire. That whole scene is just amazingly intense, and the way Mimi plays that off is incredible. Reid and Jax are still trying to, you know, find a way to clear their name, and Mimi is going to help them do that. She will allow them to remain hidden there. Susan has planted a handyman inside Dove's house, so, you know, he's getting a bit of an insight as to what's going on in the house. He's able to overhear and listen to conversations between Dove and Shine. He's also able to give some intel on this fiendishly disgusting nanny who runs the house. They're able to use information that they've learned to find out that, you know, Dove has purchased some exotic animals. They know that is potentially going to connect with the finding of Nathaniel, so Reid tries to get a message to Drummond so that the, you know, H Division police can be there. They can catch Dove, they can catch Nathaniel. The whole thing can be exposed. Before that happens, Dove has a meeting with Rachel Costello, a reporter for the Star. She was quite a heavy player the last time. So she's back and she's written a couple of exposés on the goodness of Edmund Reid and, you know, all the mental things that have happened. Dove and Rachel have this conversation, and, you know, he's been very reluctant to give her any information, and he's very angry that Reid is being praised in the paper for being a hero when he is also kind of villainous. Dove decides to give her some very hard. Dove gives Rachel this information that exposes the murder of that creepy chap that had Matilda captive for all those years. I can't remember his name, but it exposes all of that stuff. She takes that, she runs a late night edition that exposes all of that. Of course, Matilda reads it, so she learns all about, you know, some of the quite despicable and kind of dodgy dealings of her father and of Jackson and that whole thing, and it kind of paints her dad in a new light. When Shine sees that, he's furious. He's furious that Dove has given this reporter this information, and he goes and quite aggressively manhandles her to threaten further information out. And that's when he's able to kind of learn a little bit more about this cannibal killer Nathaniel Dove, and everything that's been going on with Croker, who was from last season, when Reid and Jackson ambush the Dove brothers in this warehouse where he's storing these exotic animals. You learn that Drummond and Matilda didn't relay the information properly, and they gave everything to Dove, exposing and, you know, enabling the potential capture of her father, and it's quite dramatic. And then, of course, at the end, this mole who's been inside Dove's house is then brutally murdered by the vicious nanny, per the instructions of Dove, because Dove knew that he was a mole. Dove is basically like, you know, look, here's the consequences of your actions. Stop messing about. Dove is trying very hard to ensure that his brother doesn't get exposed, and that Reid is the one who goes down falling, to the point where Dove is tempted to kill his own brother, because if his brother is killed, then that kind of kills a lot of the witness and proof that Reid has been innocent this whole time. So everything is on a very fine line right now. I mean, you know, one wrong step and there is no exoneration for Reid at all. He's trying very hard to convince Matilda that he is innocent to some degree, and that his actions were caused through, you know, sure, some of his actions were not great and he should have had more handle on himself, but they were, you know, through severe manipulation and extreme hurt and pain at the potential loss of Matilda, who he thought was dead and then alive and then thought was dead again, but she was actually alive. God, there's so much going on just in these first 2 episodes. I don't even, my mind is going to explode. But it's just constantly accelerating and building and building and building. That, yeah, this is going to be, I just cannot wait to get to the end, because I feel like this is going to be an explosive series, and I'm not getting let down yet. Yeah, so far it's freaking brilliant. But yes, so if you're following along with the show, do let me know what you think. Are you happy with the way it's progressing and what they're doing with the characters? How do you think this mess is going to end?